Hi and welcome to my channel, and today I'm going to talk about this puzzle here, which is the MF8 Crazy 2x2, the version that is the 001, which is equivalent to the Uranus version. What that means is that it has two adjacent zero faces. So if you look here, this white face doesn't move the interior, and this red face doesn't move, whereas all the other faces move with the circles. They move with the face. And this puzzle is quite tricky, I'll admit. I got it maybe half a week ago along with the 011 face, which I'll do another video about later. And couldn't figure out how to solve it. Played around with it for hours over the course of several days. Tried all sorts of algorithms to move around the interior pieces, and didn't really get anywhere. And basically I turned to the Twisty Puzzling forum, and someone gave some advice there on possible algorithms and everything, sequences to use. And what bothered me at first is the person suggested 18 possible algorithms, actually 19. And one thing about me is I don't like to memorize additional algorithms. When it comes to solving puzzles, I prefer to do it as intuitively as possible, and utilizing those algorithms that I'm already familiar with, or variations of algorithms that I'm familiar with. And so I was analyzing the algorithms that this person suggested, and I realized I found one very useful algorithm that cycles three internal pieces. And so let me explain. So basically, the first step to solving this puzzle, first you got to understand what happens when you scramble it. So when you scramble it, because this face and this face is bandaged, is the interior circles are zero faces and the interiors do not move. As a result, this piece here, the QB that is orange, blue, and yellow, never scrambles. In other words, this yellow always sticks with this yellow, this orange with this orange, and this blue with this. So this piece never scrambles. We'll call this the bandaged QB. And also, basically, so that's the first thing to keep in mind. Now, the first step to solving it, at least the method that I'm going to propose here, which I've managed to solve it with one time so far, and it seems to work very well, is first you solve the exterior 2x2, which is just like solving a regular 2x2, no more difficult. Once you do that, in addition to this little QB here being solved, you're also going to get this red piece, which is going to be bandaged to this red face, and this white piece bandaged here. So you see, when I turn it like this, it's this piece here that's causing this bandaging. Because if let's say I take these two white pieces and I move it up here, well, not to the red face, to the orange face, you see it turns. And the same if I take these two and I move it into the green face, they turn. So it's because of this piece here. You can see I move the oranges in. Now the oranges become fixed, and that's because of this piece. And it's the same with this red piece. And basically you could see the piece that we spoke about, the QB that's bandaged, is this one. And so this white is connected to this, and this red. So when you solve the exterior 2x2, this little piece is going to be solved, this is going to be solved, and this is going to be solved. Now you might get some other pieces that are in as well. And so at that point the question arises, how do you cycle these pieces? And the algorithm that I found on the Twisty Puzzling forum, and that I feel is the most useful one, at least I like it the most, it's gonna cycle the following pieces. So first you have to be aware how to hold the puzzle when doing this algorithm. So this specific algorithm, you're gonna have to, your right and your front face are gonna have to be the two zero faces. In this case, white and red. And the bandaged QB is gonna have to be in the back, left, and the bottom layer. So you have to hold the puzzle this way. In my case, based on the color scheme, how the bandaging is on this puzzle, it's going to be red as the front face, white as the right face, and green on top. And when holding the puzzle this way, once I'm going to do the algorithm, what's going to happen is this little piece is going to go back there to the top, back left. This green one is going to cycle down here on this right face in the left bottom. And this white one is going to come here on the front face on the right bottom. It's going to cycle in a clockwise fashion. Now what's going to happen is when you do this algorithm, these two outer corners are going to rotate. They're going to stay in the proper position, but they're going to rotate. And so that's going to make it more of a challenge to keep your perspective. And but as long as you do so, the puzzle is not going to scramble, just the corners are going to rotate, and these pieces are going to cycle. Now, the closer you get to solving the puzzle, the more setup moves you're going to have to do. And as you do those setup moves, it's going to end up rotating corners around the puzzle. The fix for that is not all that difficult, and it's going to be another algorithm that most people already know. And I'm going to explain that soon. So let me demonstrate this algorithm to cycle these pieces. And once again, these two outer corners are going to rotate. This red's going to go here, the green here, and the white here. And the algorithm is as follows, holding the puzzle with red as the front, white on the right, and green on top. And okay, so it's going to be right up, front up, right down, front down. And then again, up, up, down, down, and 2U. And then again, up, up, down, down, up, up, down, down, 2U. So we did that 2 times. Now we do it a 3rd time, but without the final 2U. So a 3rd time, up, up, down, down, up, up, down, down. And you see the green, the interior green moved here. The white that was here, the interior moved here. And the red that was here moved up there. And the rest of the puzzle is exactly the same. Nothing else changed. Now, in this case, you can see that these 2 corners rotated. Now, how do we fix that? So the way to fix it, and another thing to mention is when doing setup moves, when you get to the point where you have to do setup moves, you could only move the right, front, and top faces for the setup moves. You can never move the back because that's going to move this piece. You could never move the bottom. Also, it's going to move these pieces out of place, and you can never move the left. So setup moves only by moving the front, right, and top faces. So in this case, we need to first pair these 2 corners next to each other, the external corners. And the setup move that I'll do for that is I'm going to turn the right face like this. You can see they're paired. And I'm going to turn it like this, U. So once again, I did an R, U as my setup moves. And I'm going to have to undo that later. And the algorithm is fairly simple. It's an algorithm everyone already knows. So we start off by doing these 2 corners on the top right. My mistake, hold on. So let me undo that. UIR. One very important thing I forgot to mention, which I almost messed up the puzzle myself. When doing this algorithm to fix these corners, it has to be red on top and white on the right side. In other words, the 0 faces have to be on the right and on the top. In this case, blue is the front. So that's an important thing to remember. And okay, so once again, we need to pair those corners, and let's see how we could go about doing that. And okay, so first I'm gonna do U-turn to place this here. And in this case, I could do a 2B turn because it does not disturb these pieces. So for this algorithm, okay, so it's 2B. So these 2 corners are the ones that need to rotate. And from this position, the algorithm is basically, so this being here starts off as 2U. And then the soon algorithm. I didn't say it out loud because I have a way of saying it in my mind. I don't want to mess it up, especially with this puzzle, but it's basically the soon algorithm. And then again, we do 2 2u. From this point, you could do the anti-soon while holding the puzzle this way, which is the opposite of the soon. But for me, I feel more comfortable doing the mirrored soon version. So I turn the puzzle 180 and I do the mirror version of the soon on the left side. So and I turn it back 180. Now I undo the setup moves that I did. And let me just remember what were the setup moves. Like this. I sure hope I don't mix anything up. Let's see, what were those setup moves? I think I did yes, 2B. Okay, and then this. One thing is, don't lose your perspective. Now, having done that, you could see it cycled this, and this piece. Now, if I do this algorithm 2 more times, the first algorithm that I showed is going to cycle this 1 more time, and the second time is going to place them back. And then once again, I'm going to have to fix the 2 corners that rotate. So from this position, holding the right as my front now, and the white on my right, which is the 2 0 faces, I do that first algorithm that I showed again. And so that is up, up, down, down, up, down, down, 2u, up, down, down, up, down, down, 2u. Third time, up, down, down, up, down, down. I do not do the 2u. Now I'm going to do this algorithm a second time through, because remember, we needed to cycle the pieces 1 more time. So again, up, down, down, up, down, down, 2u, up, down, down, up, down, down, 2u. Third time, up, down, down, up, down, down. No 2u at this point. Now we turn the puzzle again so that the 0 face is on top and on the right. And since we're going to fix the rotated external corners, so do the setup moves in this case. So let's see, I'm going to do an RI and then a 2B to place them here. And then I'm going to have to do the same algorithm. So it's 2u and then soon. Then another 2u. I'm going to turn it. I'm going to do the mirrored soon. Turn it back. And I see they still need to rotate 1 more time. Just double check. Yeah. So I'm going to do the algorithm again, a second time. So 2u and then the soon. Then 2u. And then turn it 180, and then mirrored soon. Turn it back 180. Undo my setup moves, which is 2B and R. And you can see that the puzzle is solved again. So hopefully people will find this useful. This is the method that I found that I really like, and it's fairly simple to memorize. The most difficult part of the solve is going to be the setup moves, especially as you get towards the end. Not losing your place and not messing things up, and keeping in mind which face has to be where for which algorithm. And but otherwise, it's a very fun puzzle. And so that'll be all for this video. Thank you for watching, and until next time.